Hello and welcome to the two-man power trip of wrestling. I'm your host, JP John Paz. With me today is an NWA original, an NWA superstar. You may know him as the Thrillbilly. He's, of course, Silas Mason. Silas, welcome to Two-Man Power Trip. How you doing?
What's happening, partner?
What is going on in your world? I know there's got a lot of big shows coming up for the NWA.
Oh yeah, man, coming up right right down the road from where the Thrillbilly is in his hometown, Knoxville, Tennessee. A lot of people bought some tickets to see me.
That's right, 131. You got the live taping of Power over at the Knoxville Convention Center. Pretty damn cool. It's a pretty big moment for you, right? Pretty monumentous.
I mean, hell, as good as UT football did this year, as
Yep.
good as UT basketball's done, man, it's only right down the road from campus, man. Like if you're on campus, you need to be going down there to the convention center, see some damn wrestling, see another Tennessee star ascend the ranking. Have you seen how high I am on those power rankings, man? Like
Yeah.
number 3 right now. And that's the amount of time I need to beat somebody and become a champion here in the NWA.
It's
Three
pretty amazing.
seconds.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
amazing. It's awesome that it's in Knoxville, though. I mean, obviously, you got a couple friends and family in that area for sure.
Oh hell yeah! And as expensive as eggs are, man, it's good to be close to home.
Yes, yes. Hey, and Dr. Tom, your boy, your buddy, Dr. Tom Pritchard,
Yes, sir. My
from
trainer, man.
Knoxville.
Oh yeah, man. We got a lot of talent here. I also do. Do we do any free shout outs on this show?
Sure, go for it.
Okay, I'll do a. I train at Memento Combat Sports and Gracie Ba Jiu Jitsu out here. So we got the world's greatest trainer, Dr. Tom Pritchard, and a legitimate 13-time world champion in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, Samuel Braga, right here in Knoxville, baby. And the Vols were ranked number 1 in football. Knoxville's the place to be, man. So I'm real happy that NWA is coming so close.
Yeah, that's awesome. And live
Oh yeah,
Power, a little bit of
dude.
extra when it's live, a little bit of extra juice to it.
And that's why I had to get up for it, baby. That's why I was getting these energy drinks in.
That is great, though, that they're
Crippling
doing.
caffeine addiction.
Yeah, well, that too, yeah. But that is great that they're doing it live because there's always more momentum for a live show than obviously a tape show.
Oh yeah. Oh no. And like whenever the last time we were in Knoxville for Always Ready, man, I had my NWA debut there, which is cool, to debut there on the pre-show, and then now I'm on the main show. Team Tyrus, baby. The world champion chose me to be on his team, and right there in my like right down the road from where I live, man. It's pretty cool, and the crowd was just into it, man. Like Tennessee likes some good wrestling, man.
Always a good crowd down there. Though. Traditionally, always a great crowd in Tennessee.
Yeah, man. When you had Ron and Don Wright, and then Mongolian dude Smoky Mountain from here, man. Well, there's a history to it in Knoxville, and it's badass. Can we say that on this program? I didn't
Yes,
ask.
yes,
Okay, as long as it's in the Bible, you can say it, right?
yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
but yeah, so like it's just had a real good wrestling tradition here in Knoxville, So like, and Doc was part of that too, man. So it's real cool being from here and seeing them bringing it back
yeah, for
and being
sure.
part of bringing it back.
How'd you get into the NWA to begin with? You said you obviously made your debut at the NWA. How'd you get in?
So basically, I just showed up, like they do. I had Dr. Tom introduce me to Mr. Corgan. Mr. Corgan looked me up and down. He's seen some of my stuff before. He said, "Man, you're a lot bigger in real life." And I said, "Well, Billy, you ain't looking at me a phone screen that big." So he kind of got it. I'm biggest man who ever lived, right? And so we go there, and they like what I got to offer. I wrestle old Luke Cox. Now I try not to hold it against him, but he hit me with an illegal karate kick. Like I get it, you're in the heat of the moment, man. But you're supposed to be kicking with the flat of the foot. He kicked me with a dang karate kick, like an illegal hold, illegal maneuver. But he unfortunately got the win. But that's how I broke in. And right after that, he said, "I want you to come to Nashville with us and do some tapings." So,
Wow, look at it, just like that. Yeah, wow.
hey man, it's the right preparation, meeting, opportunity. That's
You
what
are
it
pretty.
was.
You are pretty big though. What 6'5", 6'6", maybe? So I mean,
So, yes, sir.
so
Damn near
definitely
300 pounds of muscle too, baby. Look at that.
could
I
see
don't know
that
how
living in the
big
front. Yeah.
the screen is you got at home, folks, but I got 2 of these bad boys right here.
What was the rehab like when you're getting back into it? What was that like?
Rehab. Oh. I never went to rehab.
Oh,
Are you talking about my leg?
yes, your leg, of course. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was just, making a joke. I have never been to rehab, though. I do want to re-emphasize that,
Right.
Mr. Corgan. But no, so want me to explain to the viewers how it happened?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So, as you know, I'm a top of the line athlete. I got NFL stats, NFL numbers. So I decided, and I'm athletic. I can move around, man. So I decided to do a moonsault, what we in the business call that, but I backflipped off the top rope. I believe I'd been doing too many deadlifts because my legs were so powerful that I over rotated, landed directly on my knee, and my entire femur snapped in half. Now, Conor McGregor, making all these millions of dollars, claimed to be the toughest man who ever lived or whatever. He broke the small bone in his leg. He ain't been back in 2 years. All right. I snapped the largest bone in my leg, and 8 months later, I'm wrestling. Not, let's say 10 months after that, June. Yeah, so I broke it in August, so it'd be June. I have my third ever match back was with the NWA. I didn't tell them that. That was my third match ever back, so I was just knocking the rust off. So what people seen up to this point, at this point now where I'm at with rehab and recovery, man, this leg's better than ever. I ain't doing no moonsaults now.
No.
Don't get me wrong. I ain't going to be flipping off the top rope anymore. I learned my lesson on that. I can beat any man walking God's earth with just one of these, And if I hook him in that thrill rod, I don't care who you are. If I can get my hands on you, I can get my arms around you, there's a chance I can pin you. It's a damn good chance.
You're too big to be doing moonsaults. You know what I mean? Yeah, too.
Arn Anderson told me, he said, kid, you stay on your feet in this business, you'll make a lot of money.
Wow, great advice, though. That really is great advice from Tom.
Hey, yeah, it is. I mean, hey, that thing ain't just for holding hats, pal.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, and I want to mention this too. Enough said. On February 11th, big pay-per-view in Tampa, Florida. You'll be there as well. Big pay-per-view.
Well, I guess you're right. Enough said. Enough said. Tampa Bay, Florida, baby. Go Bolts.
Do you know who you'll be wrestling yet?
It don't matter.
Nice.
It don't matter to me one bit. You can put the world's heavyweight champion across the ring from me, I'll wrestle him. Like I said, there's a good chance if I can get my arms around him, I can get a hold of him, I can beat him. I don't care who they are.
Where did Thrillbilly come from? Where's that name come from? Where's the nickname come
County. I'm from Blount County, Tennessee.
So that's the Thrillbilly town? Like, what does that mean?
Nah, man. It's really not that interesting. If you want me to give the real
get into it.
How I came up with it, it's not interesting.
Yeah.
So I broke in, I think it was 2011, 2012. I started really considering, the first way I broke into wrestling was I saw a Facebook ad, man. I'd never had internet my entire life. I was going to UT at the time. And so I had Facebook for the first time. I was looking through there. I was like, I've always wanted to be a pro wrestler. I was a state champion wrestler. I do jiu-jitsu. I've done judo. Like I've done all these. I love grappling, man. And so I just saw an advertisement on there. And hold on, somebody, hey, throw me that dip ski, baby. I have one of my friends bringing me some dip, man. But don't smoke or drink or do anything wrong, kids. Don't follow my example. I'm not a role model. But so I was driving. I was just trying to think of a character name, man. I was just like, I'm from the hills. Thrill sound like I want to thrill everybody, like that kind of. It's just, I literally just driving around heading to training, thinking of different names, and I was like, oh, Thrillbilly. So eventually, I started going by my. Everyone asked me if Silas Mason's fake too. That's my birth name. I ain't that creative. My mama gave it to me.
But I like that Thrillbilly. It kind of makes sense. It fits.
Right, and that's the thing, man. Like, you got all these people saying, "Oh, Thrillbilly, oh, he's just a redneck from Tennessee." Man, Stone Cold is the Texas rattlesnake, baby. It don't matter. Just because you're Southern, don't mean you're stupid, and it don't mean that you can't sell to a huge audience of people. Because I've wrestled in Las Vegas, I've wrestled in Oregon, I've wrestled up, I've wrestled down. I've wrestled in this country and I've wrestled outside of it. And every single person responded to Thrillbilly. Every single person responded to me because I didn't even give them another choice. Because I'm coming out there and people are going to know who I am.
Were you familiar with that song by Billy Ray Cyrus? I think wasn't it Thrill Bill or Thrillbilly or whatever it was?
No, it was Thrillbilly. It was
Okay,
Thrillbilly.
yeah.
No, it was, yeah. And so like everyone's like, oh, did you do it? I was like, that's completely coincidental. Unfortunately, I didn't like the song enough to make it an entrance theme, or I could tell people he wrote it for me.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, no, yeah. I know Billy. We met each other in Nashville, music capital of the world. He wrote it for me, but unfortunately, I don't use it.
So the Thrillbilly is no relation or nothing to do with Billy Ray Cyrus.
No, I mean he might owe me some royalties, but we'll see.
So getting back,
I'll see the check in the mail.
Yeah, there you go. Getting back to some NWA business though, you versus Davey Richards, NWA 74, hell of a contest. That was a bit of a coming out party for you because that was like a huge step up in competition. Former world champion, obviously he was the current MLW openweight champion at that point. So that's a pretty big step up in competition. Davey Richards, big time star.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And the man that beat him for the RIP Jay Briscoe, just get that in there because that was. Davey and Jay were like my real introduction to watching ROH and like getting more outside of the more mainstream of wrestling, like the WWEs, the TNAs, like getting out of that. And so him and Jay were actually like a real big, like introduced me to a whole new kind of wrestling. So being able to, and it was literally a year ago exactly to the day, August 28th, I broke my leg in half. A year later, I'm taking the current MLW openweight champion, former ROH world champion, to his absolute limits. Now, things got a little kooky in the end. Hey, if I was Davey, I'd take advantage of the situation like he did too. Maybe we'll have to run it back, but he is a competitor that I really respect, man. And it was honestly pretty cool for him to step in there with me. I know he must have been feeling the electricity. I know that his skin must have been, he's like, I'm inches away from touching greatness right now. I know he was feeling that. And I just wanted to let him know the feeling's mutual.
How did that come about, the match though? Because it seemed like that you were like thrust in there. That was like a big opportunity for you. How did it come about?
Your guess is as good as mine, pal. They send me the contract in the mail. I'll look at it. Sounds good to me. I saw it on Twitter, man. They're you're ready for 74? I said, absolutely. Whatever y'all need. They said, y'all care who you wrestle? I said, you can put me in there with that. I'll wrestle a bull. I'll wrestle 5 wrestlers. 1-on-1, 2-on-1, 5-on-1. When the Thrillbilly's done with them, they're going to need 9-on-1. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it didn't matter to me who I was fighting. But then I just saw it on Twitter. I was like, let's go, man. Get in that ring, start training. Like I know, and this is what I love about NWA. These people take it seriously, man. Still have fun. Still, wrestling can, still it's still sports and entertainment. It just is. That's what it is. But these people take it seriously. I trained for it like I was training for a fight, or when I was on the wrestling team, trying to cut down weight, because Davey's quicker. He's a fast guy. He likes that high pace, like Japanese lucha elements, that like real classic ROH style. And so I'm more of I'm a holder. I'm a brawler. I'll get you down like with takedowns. I have technique, but I like using my size to kind of bully people, like lean on them, make them tired. Because Davey's got a hell of a gas tank, so you got to react accordingly. But they just posted it on Twitter, and I said, let's do it. And it was a chance for me to get the gold. I was that close to debuting in NWA and winning another major title from another major company. That close.
Pretty crazy. Pretty awesome of Billy to put you in that spot, because that was like, hey, let's see what you got. You better hit a home run here, and you did.
Oh, Mr. Corgan, he told me, I don't know if I should talk about this because it irritated me. He said, we're going to keep putting obstacles in front of you, keep putting walls in front of you. And as long as you keep clearing them, we'll keep putting bigger obstacles in front of you. Like, then when you get to a point where we need to back it off, we will. I was like, Mr. Corgan, respectfully, there will never be a point I don't bust through that wall or I don't overcome that obstacle. That ain't an option. The top is where that's my goal. NWA World's Heavyweight Champion. That's my goal. And then from there, an NWA World's Champion that travels. And then, hell, I'll get the national title too. You know what? Maybe I'll cut some weight and I'll beat up Kerry Morton and take his junior heavyweight title. That, give me the opportunity. Give me the opportunity, and I'll show you that I ain't ever going to waste it.
What do you think about Billy as an owner? I know obviously he's a super famous musician. He's a legend in that.
Mr. Corgan.
Yeah, what do you think
Mr. Corgan.
Mr. Corgan, what do you think
about him? I like him, man. Him and have y'all been watching that NWA Presents?
Oh yeah, awesome job with Dr. Tom and Austin Idol. Yep.
Absolutely, like that was something that was really cool because he's a basketball fan. He likes the Lakers and the Bulls and stuff. And I used to live in Portland, Oregon, so I'm a Trailblazers fan. So those are divisional rivals. We can talk about like sports and that. I'm also obviously not as successful as he was, but on a Knoxville local radio station, my band was played on 943 The X. So I was a musician too in a past life. Bass player and singer for anyone wondering. Nice. But oh yeah, that's why the ladies love me. Thunderfingers, baby. That's how I got that Pollo Del Mar, man. Good looks alone won't get you there, baby. But yeah, so he's just like real easy to talk to, very business-minded guy. And he's the owner. He needs to be impartial with the talent. So I ain't gonna go around saying we're best of friends or nothing. But he did message me on my birthday, told me a happy birthday, told me to keep up the good work. He's a good boss, and I like working for him. I know that's not the most exciting thing to say, and people are like, oh, he's telling the company a lie. You know what? He's a cool guy. Maybe you should hang out and meet him too. Shit. Sorry. That's the word.
No problem there. I was very surprised, though, of his wrestling knowledge. He is like a historian. He's like a book with wrestling stuff. Yeah.
And on the NWA Presents, all those memorabilia he had, like those, like you could see the look in Doc's eyes of being like, oh, man, I ain't seen one of these in years. And I think Arquette once, former WCW World's Heavyweight Champion David Arquette, he popped through, just him and Billy, or Mr. Corgan, either one. He popped by, like holler at him or whatever, and bring him like this old like antique toy thing. So the dude has these cool interests, and like just I like listening to talk about that, like music stuff and his wrestling knowledge too.
It is amazing because you would think like, oh, he likes wrestling. No, he loves it, but he knows everything about it. He really knows his stuff as far as history of the business.
Man, when he was on top of the work, like Smashing Pumpkins, like #1 hits, like big, huge '90s band, hot new thing. Like he was backstage at Raw. You see pictures, like he's always been a guy that loved wrestling. You wouldn't you wouldn't deal with all these wrestlers if you didn't love wrestling, man. I'm a wrestler. We ain't that fun to deal with all the time, but you can tell, and he puts effort into it, and he cares, man. He cares about it.
It showed up in ECW, showed up in TNA. He had the Resistance Pro in Chicago there. I mean, yeah, he loves the business for sure.
Oh, yeah. Got to, man. Because this business, I'll tell you, I see, because I train with Dr. Tom all the time. And I see a lot of the young kids coming through there, man. And this business, you got to care about it, man. Like, you really do. Because there's a lot of times this lady of the night ain't going to kiss you back in this business, like. It was because I've been doing this for about 8 years, and you're always pecking away. You're always trying to get that break. Mr. Corgan gave me an opportunity. I won't say he gave me a break. He gave me an opportunity. I cashed in on that opportunity. I did the best I could with that opportunity, and then he keeps giving you more opportunities. And that's how I think should be done. It should be how you got to have that dog in you. You got to be a dog. That's why Team Tires pick me for Team Tires, because he knows I got that dog in me. He knows I want that NWA World's Heavyweight title. I don't think you should get into this business if you don't. But he knows if you want to go on the hunt, you got to run with the big dogs. And that's why he got this big dog in that pack. And these people need to understand you got to have a care for this business. You got to have a passion for it. Billy Corgan has that dog in him, man. He's got that determined mindset. And that's why whenever he talks about, like he did this article recently, saying how we're at like the club phase of NWA right now, playing these small clubs, getting the collective, getting the name. Like we're building up to some things in this company that's going to be real cool. And I know a little bit about some of them. I ain't going to tell nobody here, but y'all just keep an eye out on NWA, man.
And I was down in JPWA I would say it was early November, mid-November. Dr.
Oh
Tom said,
yeah.
"Hey, yeah, buddy." With Dr. Tom said, "Hey, come by and check things out." Checking things out, checking out the ring, all the memorabilia and stuff on the wall. Awesome stuff. Of course,
Mm.
went to the Waffle House afterwards, but awesome stuff there at
Oh
JPWA. Yeah.
man, I'll tell you exactly what my cheat meal is at Waffle House, dude.
Oh yeah.
You got to get that. You got to get that Texas patty melt. Give me some extra mayonnaise. None of those hash browns. Just get because I still have to wash my figure even on a cheat meal. Put some of those tomatoes in it, a little bit of salt and pepper, and then just a perfectly cooked chocolate chip waffle, man. Best cheat meal they got.
Nice. What is
And
it?
it's
Once
got
a
a
week?
gravy to dip everything. Yeah, once every other week, once every 10 days. I'll try to, we're trying to look good, trying to look lean.
Yeah,
Gotta give
you got to
those
keep
people
in shape.
something to gawk at.
Yeah, definitely. You got to keep in
Yeah.
shape. Yeah. That
Oh
ring
yeah.
though. That ring though at JPW. That's a big ring in there.
Oh yeah, it's 20 by 20, man. Like you feel like that's actually one of the things I love about it is how big the ring is because compared to a lot of places, they can't hold a 20 by 20. So normally you're getting I've wrestled in a 14 by 14, man. Talk about feel
Wow,
like you
small.
wrestling in a broom closet.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah. I foolishly again I was wrestling Logan Creed at this place called Southern Honor. I don't know if we're plugging them, but whatever. There you go.
Sure. Yeah.
Uh No, they ain't brought me back, so I don't know if I should play them. But so I wrestled Logan Creed there. I did a springboard moonsault, if you can imagine it. Start out standing here, jump, hit the side, go into the ring. My feet hit the other damn ropes
Wow.
because I'm so big and the ring was so small. But I didn't get, it just kind of clipped them and I was fine. Like I landed on them, everything was safe. But that big 20 by 20, getting a guy, 6'5", in boots 6'6", 275. I'm a big old boy and I can move around and I like my space to move. I'm the new bull of the woods, man, and I need my big old woods to have all my heifers in it. See what
Yeah.
I'm saying, Daddy?
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. Now you mentioned Polo Del Mar before. What's going on? How did that
Oh,
relationship start? How did you guys get together?
well now see, Pollo ain't just a beautiful one. You see, people think the Thrillbilly is just about looks, man. I ain't. I like a woman with a, you know, big set of these and a big set of these. You know what I'm saying? And so, me and Poyle, we met up actually in Knoxville of all places. Hey, love ain't always where you look, baby. And so we got introduced there. And so it's just been one of those things with a business relationship wise too, because Poyo's got those brains, man. So she's been helping me a lot with like this whole because I'm an athlete. That's number one, first and foremost. I'm a professional athlete, and behind every great man has to be a great woman. And so Pollo's been the one who's helped me with like the tweeters and the Instagrams and all this like fancy woo woo technology. I didn't have a computer until I went to college.
Wow, really? Holy crap!
Oh yeah,
How's that possible?
Blunt County, baby. I've grown up poor, dude. How else do you think it's
Yeah,
possible?
there we go. Yeah,
They
there you
don't
go.
give
Makes
poor
sense.
people nothing in this country, man. Shit.
I heard it was Medusa that put you guys together. Is that true?
Medusa, oh yeah, Medusa introduced us, man, and you know, that's another woman, man. That Medusa's been real cool, just getting to know her, and she could still get it, But yeah, she was the one who introduced us, man, hooked us up.
With you guys, what do you think about the reactions you guys get? Because you guys always seem to be getting big reactions from the fans.
That's it, man. Listen, John. Here's the thing. I don't care if people like me. I don't care if people hate me. I just care for you to react to me. I want you because I know I'm going to get a reaction from somebody. Everywhere I go, man, I cannot get people know I'm a guy that does something. Now, whether or not I'll make a matter out of some, hey, that is what it is. Or they could love me and I'll share it in White Claw with you because I can't drink beers. But yeah, and so Pollo, yeah, was introduced to us with and people were reacting to it, man. Like it was getting like the most comments on every video of that week that we did for NWA USA.
Yep.
I think it was a Cardona segment. Ours was number 2. And all every time we're up there and people always have these comments and these people who want to be, it's just ignorance. It's what it is. we all know wrestling fans ain't too bright. And a lot of them come out of the woodwork with their real stupid opinions and their real backwards way of thinking. Brother, I'm from Blount County, Tennessee. I grew a dang brain and I grew a heart, man. Like, these people, they're goofs, man. A lot of them are goofs. You know what? Good. Keep reacting. Keep saying stuff, man, because we're just going to keep shoving it down your throat. Because I like the notoriety. I like the prestige. I like to tell people I'm the best and they have nothing else to do but be able to sit there and swallow it. That's what I like. And that's what Pollo gets too.
Now, what about the people yelling "she's a man" and all that stuff? Does that bother you guys when they're yelling stuff like that and saying stuff like that?
They're saying what?
Possibly Pollo might be a man. That's what they're saying out there. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. Johnny, they probably even know what a woman looks like. That's why they're watching those Andrew Tate videos so that they can get a clue. But that guy ain't trying to sell them a clue. He's trying to sell them a bill of goods. These guys, what they need to do is get outside their mama's basement. Just walk out, touch some dang grass, go talk to a beautiful woman like I did. You think confidence is key, boys. You just got to be able to talk to them. And if they think that my beautiful Pollo Del Mar is a man, then they don't know what a woman is, baby. They don't.
Now, as far as you and NWA, who else do you want to face out there? I know Tyrus, the NWA champion, of course. Who else would you like?
100%. Let's see. We get along just fine, Team Tyrus, because we're both hyper intellectuals. But Mr. 3, old EC3, he's a 2-time former champion. And I know he wants to be a 3-time former champion. But that's the thing. Either I'm going to wrestle him when he has the title, or he's going to wrestle me when I have the title. Or we might meet up on the way to the title. But at some point, I need to get my hands on Mr. 3 because I think I can learn a thing or two from him. I think he's going to learn a thing or two from me. So that's one I really want to do is EC3. Let's see who else you got me on the spot here. Who else are some big guys we got? I like wrestling big guys, my size guys, heavyweights.
Jack Stain. What about Jack Stain?
Big Jack Stain, those arms, man. Have you seen the pictures of him with his traps and his arms, dude? That lariat he throws. And also, I think Pollo could take Chris Silvio in a fight. So that evens up the manager thing. Esquire there. Jack Stain, great option. Great option. Trevor Murdoch, again. Let's tie him up, boy. Let's do it one more time. Hey, let's do it in Knoxville this time. Let's do it in St. Louis, wherever Trevor Murdoch, and he knows because he's also on Team Tyrus now. So we got to have this, there's this camaraderie there. But we're 2 guys that like to lock horns, and hell, we can fight one night and 10 minutes later share a beer. I would drink a beer with Trevor Murdoch. I ain't drinking a White Claw around Trevor Murdoch. I got more respect for myself than that.
Yeah, there you go. Odinson, I know you've wrestled before. Obviously, Mayweather, a couple other big dudes they got there.
I wrestled that Jedias feller.
Yep.
I wrestled him. The whole satanic cult thing with him and old Sinister Minister. I don't know. When the good Lord comes back, I don't know how he's going to feel about all that. But that was a hell of a contest, I feel. Yeah, man. And then if Billy Corgan wants to bring in some more people, man, bring in other heavyweights. You got like Steve Manders, Derek Neal, all these guys, the big old dudes, man. If I'm the guy who you have to say, this is the NWA, welcome to it, and I'll give you one of these soup bones. If I got to do that to get the title, let's do that too. Bring them in. I don't care where they're from. I don't care if they're from Zanzibar or New Zealand or Uzbekistan. I don't care. Bring them all in. I'll take them down, Daddy.
I love it. So as we wind it down, we'll head towards the finish here. What's next for you, though? What is the next goal? Is it the title, or what? Like, what else do you have your sights set on?
I'm number 3 in the rankings. Right?
Yep.
Who's the 2 people ahead of me besides Camille? We're in a different division. Though she wanted to tussle, we'd have Latimer's another guy I want to wrestle. Add that to the list. Yep. That'd be good too, man. He's technical too. The man's calves are. I ain't gonna go on about that. Anyway, number 3 in the rankings. I understand there's a pecking order here. Cardona has to get his thing. If he wins,
yep,
you're going to have to do a rematch. I understand how title fights and the rematch clause goes. So that might push it back. But get me in there was that goof Scion again. Because the last time, that no good egg sucking dog, he's wearing a mask, number one, to hide his identity, probably because he's so ugly. Kids and little women's and babies would be crying in the audience if they saw his ugly face. So let me expose that to the world, what you really are, Scion. Put that national title on the line this time. Don't have that little old granny coming out here trying to pull my foot, trying to distract me. How about you show up? Give me that dog. Let's see if we got that dog in you, Scion. I want that national title. Bring it back home to this country.
I love it.
So there. That's it. That's the one.
There we go. So, of course, like we said, 131 live edition on YouTube, on the NWA channel on YouTube, will be a live edition of NWA Power from the Knoxville Convention Center in Knoxville, Tennessee. That's going to be a big one for you, of course. I mean, a bit of a homecoming. That's going to be a big one.
Oh, yeah. That's the big one. And listen here, baby. I'm a pretty big one, too. So tune in live, NWA Power, right from Knoxville, baby, Knox Vegas. And I'm Evolve for life, too. How about that?
And don't forget 2/11, February 11th, Saturday night. Go to nationalwrestlingalliance.com for more tickets information. Enough said. Huge pay-per-view from Tampa, Florida.
Enough said. You already said it. Hey,
yep.
Enough said.
Yep. Which is a great Tyrus line. Enough said, right?
Enough said.
His Fox News line. Enough said. Yeah. He loves that.
Sometimes enough said.
Of course, you can follow the NWA on all the social media platforms. Where can we find you? Where can we find the Thrillbilly?
At Thrillbilly TCB. The TCB stands for taking care of business. Now that's business. That's what we're taking care of. Thrillbilly TCB on the Twitter machine, on the Instagrams, whatever thing. Look that up. Thrillbilly Silas Mason.
All right. Awesome stuff from the Thrillbilly, of course. Look forward for the NWA Power on 131 for a live edition there in Knoxville. And, of course, like I mentioned, pay-per-view, enough said, 2/11. You can even go to Fight as well. But go to nationalwrestlingalliance.com. Thrillbilly, thank you so much. Appreciate all the time.
It's been a pleasure having me. I know.